Let me guess how your week's been going. You opened your phone, and somewhere between the coffee and the to do list, you saw somebody post about a brand new tool that's going to change the game. It's going to change everything. Again, you saw that again. Third one this week that you've seen. And that's just in between your coffee and your to do list. And this little quiet feeling just showed up in your chest, right all up and through here. And it said, I should probably be using that. I'm probably behind. And then you probably did what most of us do. You bookmarked it. You added it to the pile of things you're going to get to, that you plan to get to. And that pile got just a little bit taller, and you felt a little bit more behind. And the day just kept moving. If that's you, I want you right now to take a deep breath. Because today we're going to fix that feeling. We're not going to do it with another tool. We're going to do it with one simple, solitary decision. One decision. This is going to be great. I'm Karena Calhoun, and I want us to go ahead and get into it. Okay. Welcome back to the table. If you are new here and after last week's relaunch, a lot of you are, I can tell you. Let me tell you a quick who you're spending the next 40 minutes with. Hopefully it's just 40 minutes. My name is Karena Calhoun. I'm the founder and CEO of Warcry Consulting Solutions, and I build business systems and automations for service-based business owners, coaches, consultants, creators, practitioners, the people who are brilliant at the thing that they do and also are buried under everything it takes to run the thing that they do. I also work with local business owners around the United States. I want to tell you that and I say this with my full chest, I'm also a confidently bold introvert, which means I love conversations like this, and I will also need some quiet time after all of this is recorded. Now, if that's you, I just want to say welcome home, baby. Welcome home. Everything that I teach comes back to one idea: structure over hustle. Structure over hustle. We build the structure that runs your businesses day to day. And the reason we do that is so that you get your time and your revenue back. It's not about more grinding. It's not about more tools. It's about more structure. That's the whole game. Period. Hard stop. And last week we relaunched this show, Go Be Great, after 7 months away. And I promised you something. I said we were going to have real, practical, no hype conversations about using new AI tools that are rolling out like a grounded adult should, instead of a panicked one. I said you were not behind, and I stand on that. And you did not have to do all of it at once. I said pick one problem. That one problem that is eating your time. Solve that one and then breathe. Today, I am keeping that promise to you. Because just pick one is easy to say, and it is genuinely 100% hard to do when there are a billion a billion ones that are staring at you. So this whole episode is about exactly that, how to find your one. Let's just start with one. How to actually solve that one and what happens when you actually do that. So let's start with why the pal got so tall in the first place. Okay? Let's start there. Let's begin there. Here's something that I need you to understand about the season that we're in right now. The overwhelm that you're feeling, it's not a personal failing. You didn't fall because it's you. It's manufactured. It is a byproduct of how this whole moment in time is being sold to you. It is a manufactured overwhelm. I want you to think about it. Every single day, there's a new tool, a new update, if you're not doing this, you're getting left behind post. Every single day. And every one of those posts is doing a job. The job is to make you feel behind. Because a person who feels behind is a person who will buy the next course, the next subscription, the next shortcut. Truth be told, urgency sells. Fear sells. Everybody's doing this but you sells. I know this game intimately because I lost over $20,000 to it. I've told you this before, and I'll keep telling you. I'm going to tell you the same thing because it's the most expensive lesson that I have ever learned. I own it. It is literally the most expensive lesson I own. Over 4 years ago, 5 years ago, back when I was building this business, first starting out, really getting my feet wet, I spent more than $20,000 on programs that promised to fix everything. And most of them left me exactly where I started, except poorer, and more convinced that everyone else had a secret that I didn't have. That's what the do everything machine does. It keeps you spending and keeps you feeling like the finish line just moved again. Again. So let me say the quiet part out loud so the people in the back can really, really hear. You don't need most of what you're being sold. You need the right thing for your business at the level you're actually at right now. And the right thing is almost never all of it. Now, I want to tell you the trap in practical terms. When you try to do everything at once, here's what actually happens. You start 5 things. 5. You finish 0. Goose egg. Nada. Nothing. You've got to have built automation over here. You've got a tool you signed up for and never learned how to do it over there. Listen, 3 tabs open that you're afraid to close. Hello, somebody. And then you got this nagging sense inside of you that none of it is really working. By the way, that's your discernment. And that's worse than doing nothing because now you're paying for the 5 things, maintaining the 5 things, and confused by the 5 things. And not one of them is actually giving you your time back, which was the entire point to begin with. I see this constantly. Someone comes to me with feelings of being overwhelmed, and I ask them to show me their setup. And it's not that they have too little of a setup. Some do. But it's that they have too much. It's half finished. It's tangled together. None of it is talking to each other. the problem is not that you got you. The problem is not the tool. You had a started 10 different things, finish none problem. And here's why one thing beats 10 things every single solitary time. When you build one system all the way to done, and I mean really done, actually working, running on its own, it starts paying you back immediately. It saves you hours. It can do that just this week. And those hours are not just for rest. Those hours are the raw material you use to build the next thing. One finished system can 100% fund the next one in time. 10 half-built ones, that's just going to drain you. So the strategy is not keep up with everything. You'll never keep up. Nobody keeps up. The people who look like they keep showing up, they're showing you highlight reels, not their real setup. The strategy is go deep in one, get it fully done, let it start paying you back, then move to the next thing. Let me tell you this, depth is always going to be breadth. Finished beats being fancy. One quiet working system beats 10, 15, 20 impressive ones that are broken. So if you've been carrying this low grade guilt that you're not doing enough, I want you to sit it down right now. Set it down. Sat it down right now. You are not behind. You're just being asked to run a race that doesn't have a finish line. That finish line keeps moving. So let's stop running that race because that's not your race. Let's do something completely different. Let's just pick one. So we're going to talk about how to find yours. So make sure you have your notebook, your pen, whatever it is, your coffee, your tea, whatever your beverage of choice is, and let's get into it. So how do you find the one thing to start with when everything feels urgent? Everything right now for you and your business feels urgent. I'm going to give you a simple method. You don't even need any tools for this. You need your calendar, maybe a notes app, a piece of paper, and about 3 days of really, really paying attention. I mean, dialing in. We're going to walk through this. Step 1, write that down. Step 1, write that down. For the next 3 days, just three, I want you to write down every time you do a task in your business that you've done before. You've done it before. Not a brand new creative work. I'm talking about the repetitive stuff. The stuff you do over and over and over again. Answering the same question in your inbox. Sending the same follow-up message. Chasing a payment. Posting the same kind of thing. Every time you catch yourself doing something you've done 100 times, I want you to write it down. I want you to write it down roughly how long it took. This is a rough estimate. How long did it take? Don't judge it. Don't try to fix anything about it. Just watch yourself work. I want you to be like a mad scientist. Watching an experiment. 3 days. Just a rough estimate of just that. Okay. Then there's step 2. Now, listen. Step 2. At the end of those 3 days, I want you to look at your list, and for the task that shows up the most, the thing you did over and over and over again, that repetition is your first clue. Because a task you do 10 times a week is the task worth solving once. If you fix it one time, it pays you back 10 times a week, every week, forever and a day. That's leverage. That's what we're hunting for. It's paying you back 10 times a week. It's paying you your time back. Okay? So that's step 2. Step 3, now I want you to sit down and look at your list again. But this time, for the task that drains you the most is what I want you to look for. Not the longest one. It doesn't necessarily have to be the longest one. The one that makes you, when you see it coming. The one you procrastinate on. The one that costs you energy. Oh man. The one that costs you energy way out of proportion to the actual minutes that it takes. Because here's the truth about running a business. And we get into the messy middle on this show. The tasks that drain your energy cost you far more than the ones that just cost you your time. Energy is your real currency. When something drains you, it doesn't take just those 15 minutes. It takes the hour after. Better yet, it takes the time before that you have to anticipate doing it. It takes the 15 minutes that you actually have to do it, and then the hour after where you're so depleted to do your best work. So that was number 3. And then step 4, now you're looking for the overlap. That's the sweet spot. The task that is both frequent and draining, that right there, that's the thing that you do constantly that always wears you out. This is your one thing. That's where you start. That's where you start. Not the flashiest thing. Not the thing everybody online says you should automate. The thing that if it just handled itself would give you back the most time and the most energy at the same time. Now I want to make this real. I want to use an example. Say you do these 3 days and you notice that every single time someone books a call with you, you manually send them a confirmation. You manually send them a confirmation. Okay. Then you manually remind them the day before. Then half of them forget anyway, and then they don't show up. And then every no-show makes you a little woohoo crazy, right? So that task is frequent. It happens every single booking. And it's draining because the no-shows genuinely bother you. So that's your one. Not learn every AI tool. Not rebuild your whole business. Just make the booking and reminder thing handle itself so people show up and you stop babysitting your calendar. That one thing. That's that one thing. Now, I want to name something because I know some of you are perfectionists. And I don't like saying that, but some of you are perfectionists, and this is going to trip you up. You don't have to pick the perfect one. There is no perfect one. If you pick the second best thing to start with, you still win because you finished something and got your time back. The only wrong move here is picking nothing because you couldn't decide. Analysis paralysis is just the do everything trap wearing a different outfit, to be honest with you. So if two tasks are tied, flip a coin. Flip a coin. Honestly, pick one and go. You'll get to the other one next. And one more thing before we go any further. Write your one down somewhere you're going to see it on a sticky note at the top of your task list, somewhere visible on your board, on your office door, on your bathroom mirror, somewhere, because the world is going to keep throwing shiny new things at you every single day. And every one of them is going to whisper, do me instead. So your written down one is your anchor. When the noise comes, you look at your note and you say, not this week. I'm finishing my one. So now you've got it. You know your one thing and you're good to go. Now let's talk about how to actually solve it. All right. You found your one thing. Now here's how you actually get it done without falling really right back into that overwhelm that you literally just climbed out of. Now, here's rule number one. Okay. Define what done looks like before you even start. I want you right now. Yep. I want you to write it down. Write one sentence. This is finished when, and I want you to finish that sentence. This is finished when. Now, if you use our example of the booking, I would say this is finished when anyone who books a call automatically gets a confirmation and a reminder, and I don't have to touch it. So this is finished when. That sentence is now your finish line. Now you know exactly where you're going. And just as important, my people, you know where to stop. Because without a finish line, you'll keep tinkering with it forever and ever and ever, trying to do this, trying to do that. But your finish line is going to allow you to not tinker. So you don't become a slower version of never finishing. Okay. Second, we're going over our rules right now. Okay. Second, keep the first version simple. We probably going to come back to this in about 5, 6, 7 months. But right now, we're getting it done. Keep it simple. It doesn't have to be fancy, just simple. There is a version of your solution that's elegant and it's impressive with 17 bells and whistles. And that version is a trap right now for you. We're going to get to that later down the road. That's probably going to be in another 6, 7 months. But right now, it's a trap for you. Because if you do that, if you go that route, that trap will cause you to never finish. There's a version that's plain. It might be a little clunky, but it actually works and it actually ships as it's supposed to. Build that one. Build that one. A working, boring system that runs today beats 100% a beautiful, clever system that's still almost ready in 3 months. You can always make it prettier later. First, make it real. Make it real. We still on rules. We got to put guardrails up. Number 3, give yourself a real window to build it. And baby, protect that window with all that you have. Protect it like it's a client appointment. Here's how I want you to think about this. And this is exactly how I built my own business when I was building it. And y'all know I have told you time and time again, I built War Cry while I was helping to manage 4 corporate departments, 2 15-minute breaks and a lunch hour. That's it. That was my whole building window. So don't tell me you don't have time to build one system. You don't need a free weekend. You need one protected hour or even 2 focused 15-minute breaks. Where you choose to do this is really up to you. This is going to require you probably most likely to close those other tabs that you got open. You know, all them tabs. I know you got a bunch of tabs open. I see them. And you work on one thing and nothing else. Put it on your calendar. Treat it like it's a real appointment, because it is. It's an appointment with yourself. We're still on rules. Number 4. We're on number 4. If you get stuck, and it's a huge possibility that will happen. If you get stuck, do not let stuck become stopped. Getting stuck is normal. We are human beings. It happens. If you get stuck, it's part of building. It's not a sign that you're not cut out for this, or, you just did it all wrong. When you hit a wall, do one of those 3 things. First and foremost, I want you to search how someone else did the exact same step. Ask one specific question to one person or one community who would know. Or cut that part that you're stuck on out of your first version entirely, and then come back to it in 6-7 months. What you don't do is close the laptop because you're bad at something, and then let the whole thing die on the vine. Stuck is a step, not an ending. Stuck is a step, not an ending. And then again, we in rules. This probably gonna be my last rule, but listen, number 5. This is the one a lot of people skip, but I want you to dial in. People skip this when it's working, but they seem to stop. You did it. It's done. You finished. You got to the finish line. The confirmation and the reminder go out automatically, and you don't touch it. That's a win. I want you to mark it down. I want you to notice that. Let yourself feel it. So many of us finish something and immediately in the same breath go, okay, what's next? We don't celebrate ourselves. We don't applaud ourselves. I'm not saying you got to stop and wait, a year to do the next thing, but at least congratulate yourself. Yeah, I pause for a reason. Let that win, even if it's a single win, let it land. Let this one land, because that feeling of I built a thing and now it runs without me, that feeling is the whole reason why we're here. We're doing this. Get familiar with it, y'all. You're going to want to chase it again. And chasing it again is exactly the right thing that you need to be doing. Because here's what happens after that first time, after that first one. You congratulate yourself. You're energized. You are literally energized. So what you begin to do is you start with, just kind of recap, listen. You start with one thing and try, instead of trying to literally boil the entire ocean. The first thing that happens is you get your time back. That's real and that's measurable time. That one system that you built is now doing a job you used to do by hand over and over and over every week. So this week you're not doing it, and next week you're not doing it, and the week after that it just keeps running. And all those little pockets of time that it hands back to you start to add up into something you can actually feel. But here's the part that surprises a lot of folks when I talk to them about this. The bigger win isn't the time, it's the calm in the time. Because when you finish one thing all the way, when you take one chaotic, draining part of your business and you make it quietly handle itself, something shifts in your head. That low grade hum of, I'm behind, I'm behind, I'm behind gets a little quieter every single time. Because now you have proof. And that's all truth is. It's proof. Proof that you can take a mess and make it a system. Proof that you're not behind, that you're actually building. Proof that changes the whole rest of how everything feels. And then that's when the momentum kicks in. Y'all, this is my favorite part, because that time you get back, you use it to build your next thing. And your next one gives you more time back, which you use to build the one after that. And it compounds. One finished system funds the next in hours and in confidence. And a few months down the road, you look up and you've got a business that's running on structure instead of running on you. Running on you. Not because you did everything at once in some major sprint or something, but because you did one thing, then one thing, then one thing, steadily without burning yourself down. That's the key right there. That's the whole thing. That's structure over hustle, literally in real life. It's not glamorous. It's not pretty. It's not a highlight reel. There's somebody showing somebody transformed overnight. It's a slower, quieter, and more real situation. And it works. And it works right because it's something that is no longer busy. It's not busy. It's not a tired human who's trying to do everything. So here's what I want you to walk away with today. You're not behind. You never were. You've just been handed a race with no finish line and told to run, to sprint. So stop sprinting in that race. Watch yourself work for those 3 days that we talked about. Find the thing that's frequent. Find the thing that's draining. Make that one thing handle itself. Then breathe. Then do it again. Okay? Do one, then the next. That's it. That's the whole strategy. And it's enough. You're enough. Your business running on systems that fit gets put into your life, and it's a whole different world. It's worth more than any highlight reel that's out there, y'all. So before I let you go, I want to open the door because this show gets better every time any one of you sits down at the table. If you've built something real, if you've got a story, a hard-won lesson, something that would help people listening, I want to talk to you. You don't need a huge following. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need something honest and useful and a willingness to be real about it. You know, we talk about it, the messy in the middle. So here's exactly how to apply to Go Be Great. You're going to go to podcast.warcry.com/listen. podcast.warcry.com/listen. Now, Warcry is WARKRY. You're going to fill out the guest application that you see there. It's going to ask you who you are, what you do, all of those good things. Take your time, fill it in. We'll get it. The team will get it, review it, and get back with you. Listen, when you hit that submit button, I want you to know and understand that coming on this show, when we talk about the messy middle, you don't have to divulge your life secrets. But we want something that's going to help the next person. We're reaching back and pulling people up. All right. So just kind of talking a little bit more about what we've been talking about today. Here's your one job, not 10 jobs. This week, you've got one job to do. Watch yourself work for 3 days. Find the task that's both frequent and draining. Define what done looks like in one sentence. Protect that 1 hour to build that simple version of whatever it is. Finish it. And then, and this is the most important part, y'all, let yourself feel the win before you go chasing and trying to start something else, the next thing. That's it. That's the whole assignment. And if the noise comes for you this week, and it will, shiny object, squirrel, it's going to come. It's going to show some things to you. You look at your written down one thing and you say to that other stuff, not this week, I'm finishing mine. Because remember, you're not behind. You do not have to do it all. You just have to start with one thing. And then you get to do the best thing that there is in your whole business. You get to watch something you built run without you and hand you back your time. I'm Karena Calhoun, and this has been Go Be Great with Karena Calhoun. And until next time, I want to make sure you understand. You are in the exact place that you are supposed to be in. And when it comes to all of the things that you're supposed to do, you will get it done. You just have to know how to systemize your business. So again, I am Karena Calhoun. This is Go Be Great with Karena Calhoun, and I will see you all on the flip side.